What's going on? It's Liam here from the Toronto studio, and in this video I'm going to tell you branding mistakes you need to avoid if you want to build a successful brand for your business. Okay? And the first one is the most important. The most important, okay? This one encompasses all the rest. Because if you've made this mistake already, your entire brand is worthless. And it's tough, but you need to hear it. The first thing you need to do is identify who your ideal customer is. The first thing you got to do is identify who your ideal customer is. If you have not done that, then you need to go back to square one. So what do I mean? Who's the ideal customer? Let's break them down a little bit more. Who are they, as in, where are they located? Where do they live? Are they local to your business? Do they live in cities? Do they live in towns? Where do they live? How old are they? What age range is your ideal customer? Are they 18 to 25, 25 to 35, 45 to 50, etc.? Okay? That's number one. What likes and dislikes do they have? What do they enjoy? Do they enjoy sports and active living, or are they more creative and enjoy, painting and music? Or do they like the technology, like video games and the latest apps, etc.? What do they like? What don't they like? Okay? And then the last one, it's different. What do they care about? Do they care about inclusion? Do they care about, greener products, more environmentally friendly products? Do they care about community? Do they care about social responsibility? What do they care about? Right? So you need the who, what, where, why they care, what they like. Because everything you do in your brand is to attract that ideal customer. When you attract that ideal customer towards your business, you can better spend your marketing dollars to attract one person instead of spreading it to hit 10 and not knowing if they're going to buy back, because you don't know if your content is going to resonate with them. So by identifying that, not the customer you have, the customer you want, your ideal customer, then you can start moving into the next step, which is don't target everyone. Target one person. And the first thing people hear is like, well, if I target one person with my brand, I'm not going to make any money. That's not true. One type of customer, right? One identifiable customer is, or what we call in the business a persona, is spread across multiple townships, multiple cities. There's a lot of this person's personality in an area. And by targeting that one person, you can attribute more money to acquire them. And then secondary, start branching out your brand to go after two more customers. So you have your primary customer, your target audience, your secondary audience, and your tertiary audience. But until you get your primary, your ideal customer down, you can't go after the other two. So that's a huge mistake businesses make. And it is crippling. It is crippling to your business. So I had a client. They were a Chinese food, like Asian fusion restaurant. Small, mom and pop, not very big. And they spent all their marketing dollars going after these big box store customers, that go after, the Keg, Denny's, all these big box, Boston Pizza, Moxie, Sharks Club, etc., box stores. And so they were getting because they think, well, that's where the money is. Meanwhile, they weren't going after the people that really wanted what they wanted, which was high quality Asian food. And so they spent thousands of dollars going after such a broad group of people, and they suffered for it. So we went back to basics. We identified who their ideal customer was, which, believe it or not, were single people looking for a quick meal, for high quality food, for cheap. And so we started branching out. All the photography we did showed these types of people in situations involving their restaurant. These types of people enjoying their food. All the colors we picked for their brand were to identify and resonate with those groups of people. And the brand was built around the customer. And so the customer now naturally gravitates toward your brand, naturally comes to you. And because they're naturally being pulled towards your business, what does that mean for you as a business, as a brand? It means you need to invest less money acquiring them, right? So that's a big mistake that brands make, is not going for their ideal customer, targeting everyone, and then not branching out into a secondary and tertiary audience down the line once they have a secure foothold in their primary audience and their ideal customer. Okay? The other thing that they do is they don't create guidelines. Okay? So let's say you've got a logo, right? You got this logo. You haven't sent clear guidelines so that when you give them to other vendors or designers or videographers, they don't know what to do, right? So those guidelines may be, we only want this type of typography or this type of font being used with our logo in these ways. We only want our logo in the bottom hand corner, left bottom hand corner in images. We only want these colors being used in these photos, in these graphics. They don't set clear guidelines, right? And by doing that, by not setting clear guidelines, they really confuse vendors and look like a mess. They don't look like a high quality business or a high quality brand. Okay? So guidelines, that's another big one. And then the last one I'm going to give you is they haven't established their mission. What they've set out to do as a business and a brand. Okay? What they've set out to do as a business and a brand. Is it to, in that client's case, it was to deliver high quality Asian fusion food to low to medium income individuals at a fair price to feed hungry people, right? That's what they cared about. They cared about helping the common person with good quality food at a fair price, right? They set their mission. Our mission at the Toronto studio is to help as many people achieve their dreams as possible using our skill sets. That's our mission. That's what we care about, right? So when you have a defined mission, a defined customer, and a guideline, and everything we've talked about is about defining things, it's easier to build a brand. It's easier to build a business. It's easier to market to a consumer. And as a result, you see sales. Anyways, I'm Liam here from the Toronto studio. I hope you found this helpful. Please like and subscribe to our other videos. We really could use your support, and we need your support to grow. So we appreciate it. Thanks so much, and we will catch you all in the next video. Cheers.